Hi everyone on YouTube and welcome to day 3 of 100 Days with Dario. Today I want to talk about one of my favourite albums by a Brisbane band. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, this band started out around 1993 on the Gold Coast, and they moved up to Brisbane shortly after. They were signed with a major label and had a bit of success with commercial radio playing their music, as well as some of their music being used in some blockbuster selling movies and TV shows, both here and overseas, and one of them still being used to this day in Australia's longest running music show. Now, no, it was not Savage Garden, but one of the members of the band was in Savage Garden before joining them. This band you probably would never have, most of you would probably have never heard of, because they frankly got done out by their record company, who didn't promote them very well at the time. And the band is Lavish, and this is the album Polaroid, which came out on Festival Records in 1998. The band was fronted by two brothers, Nathan Thomas on lead vocals and eventually guitar, as well as his younger brother Luke Thomas on bass, and Gary Beavis on guitar and vocals, Nigel Lacey on guitar, eventually replaced by their producer Jeff Lovejoy, and Glenn Gibson on drums, who had previously been with Savage Garden. This album is a very appealing mix of electronic rock mixed with American independent and alternative rock, as well as a bit of smatterings of British Britpop and even tinges of glam rock and even a bit of 80s new romantic. The album opens up with a track called "Careless" with a very catchy synthesizer bass opening, and with Nathan's vocals fuzzed to oblivion, and some very kind of Arabic guitar riffing from Gary. The second track, She Said, was the final single that was taken from the album, and it showed Nathan being tied to the front of a express train running around on the outback, which I'm sure was pretty fun to do at the time, although probably a bit unnerving for him. And it is still used today on the show Rage, which goes down in history as the longest running music TV show in the world, and it's used in the top 30 videos whereby a video is deemed unsuitable for G-rated audiences, or the band didn't create a video, in which case they just use a synth intro which goes do 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 do. But yeah, it's a great track with a big rousing chorus. Track number 3 is Big Surprise, which was the B-side of their first single, Trashed. And it's again a very good solid rock track, and I especially love the line "fuck the selfish attitude," which I think has just sort of got worse with humanity in the wake of social media. The fourth track, Trashed, was their first single to be taken from the album, and the video was a very controversial one, because it showed a Japanese guy in a nightclub in Sydney, I think it was in King's Cross if I remember correctly, stalking a girl, going into the toilets and raping her, and then she eventually stabs him and leaves him dead in the cubicle. And the band didn't appear in the initial video, so they just went into a studio with a white background, dressed up as glam rockers, and just were filmed miming to the song. The song was also used in the TV series Buffy the Vampire Slayer in one of the episodes. I think it was called The In Crowd or something like that. I can't quite remember. I'm showing my age a bit there. Um, yeah, Parasite is a bit more of a mellow track. I don't know who it was written about, but I've got a bit of an idea of who it was, and I don't want to, frankly, reveal who it is in case I get sued. Um, Automatic is another good another good track. It's very catchy. It's got almost a bit of an Oasis Blur kind of yeah, anthemic approach to it, and I love the line "I'm feeling pornographic," which I also sort of borrowed for one of my songs called "Fondle Me," which I wanted to record with a lady called Bonnie Moyer, who I met at a Lavish gig at the Royal Exchange in 2000. Unfortunately, the recording project never came about, but I've still got the song, and yeah, I'm sort of envisioning it to sound a bit like Suzi Quatro's song "Skin Tight Skin," coupled with very deep vocals like Tex Perkins. Um, Next one, "Wear Me Down," is another very chill number, and yeah, it's a good one to put on for the end of the night. You know, if you want to have a bit of a smooch. Get It Together is track number 8, and again another very catchy tune with a good sing along chorus. Um, Tokyo and the Beats are also good. The Beats was composed by their co-producer Clint Mansell from UK dance rockers Pop Will Eat Itself. Track number 11, Homo Sapien, was the biggest, if you can call it that, the biggest hit for the band, which reached about, I think, number 60 in the charts, and it was used in the box office hit film The Crack, which starred Irish comedian Jim Owen about Irish people coming to Australia in the 80s. I actually prefer this version to the Pete Shelley original. It's a lot more gutsier, a lot more guitars, and also a very good synthesizer riff, which opens the song, and some good guitar histrionics from Gary Beavis, which closes it. It was my favourite song of 1999, although the Jeff Lovejoy later said that he didn't sort of agree that it was one of the better songs, but I know, he's entitled to his own opinions. Good, Gone and Good For Me are again really good tracks. Good For Me was the second single for from the album, and unfortunately it didn't come with a video for it. I don't know why, but it's it's a very good dancey rock number, and I also wrote a song which was influenced by it called "Don't Say Sorry," which is about the way that white colonists originally forced Aboriginal people to give up their ways of living, and they forced them to wear Western style clothes and adapt to Western style ideas, and rather than adapting to the native way of living. It's a bit strange. And the album closes off with a song called "Jimmy, I Wish I Could Be You," which has a very persistent guitar riff, and the band used to play this song at the end of their gigs. And one time, I think Gary put the guitar riff on a loop and just hung up his guitar and went on stage, and the song just kept going on, and I just sort of pissed myself laughing until he ran back on the stage and turned off his guitar. But Lavish were a good band. They were very entertaining. and they sort of had their fair share of controversies. There was one time at Festival Hall when Nathan had a bottle thrown at him on stage, and by some young punters, and yeah, he used some very colourful language to rebuke them, and he walked off stage, and then the manager Darren shoved him back on stage and yelled, "You're not a rock star yet, mate." But Nathan eventually apologised for his behaviour, and yeah, it was just forgiven and forgotten. And I remember another time when they were playing the Valley Fiesta, I think in 1997, and yeah, Nigel was playing some tambourine sticks, and Gary was playing with the guitar with his legs apart on stage, and Nigel went under Gary's legs and started, yeah, wiggling the tambourine sticks underneath him, and yeah, he was a bit of the mischief maker of the band, but yeah, I loved him anyway, and they were all really nice guys. Um, Out of them, I've managed to maintain the probably the strongest friendship with Jeff, and eventually worked with him in 2014 with my band D-Wiz 2.0. We were the last band to work with him when he was based out in Newstead with Black Box Recording, before he defected to Maruka, where he's still recording today. And I've recently re-established contact with Gary, who's sent me some outtakes, which I've yeah, published on the Lavish fan group with his permission. And yeah, I haven't really heard much from Nigel or the Thomas brothers, and I saw the drummer Glenn Gibson probably about, I think, 5 or 6 years ago at Brooklyn Standard when he was playing drums in a rockabilly band called the 52 Pickups with Jeff Lovejoy's sister Kylie, and fronted by yeah, Murray Johnson, whom I'm friends with, as well as with his daughter Mary. Anyway, that's my take on the album Polaroid. Unfortunately, it's not available anymore, and I do believe that Warner Music Australia owns the copyright for the recording. So, any of you Lavish fans who are watching this, or any Festival Records members, yeah, definitely do everyone a favour, and yeah, get yeah, Warner Music to put it out on vinyl and CD with the outtake tracks. I'm sure that they would probably strike it lucky a second time. Anyway, that's all from me for now. Bye.